what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Shishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Husband and wife fight over kitchen duties. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
I just came across this video where a couple was arguing because the wife asked the husband to cook some rice.
Mm-hmm.
The husband didn't cook the rice because he feels like it's not his responsibility or his job. And the wife got upset because she felt like, well, if I am working to contribute to the finances of this house, just like you are, everything is being split 50-50 between us, then why can you not help me and just do a simple task such as cooking rice when I ask you to? And it turned into this huge argument. Look at the video.
And you want all of us to share everything 50-50. I want to share it. Are we not working? But you can. Are we not working? But you cannot help in the house. Are we not working? And you will not help in the house. Are we not working? Yeah, I'm working. I'm supposed to do everything for you. Okay, I'm working. Are you not working too? Why can't you help? Why can't you help and cook as well? Why can't I help and cook? I should help you do.
In the comments of that video, someone said that, oh, you shouldn't be arguing in front of your kids. That's wrong. I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Someone else also said, oh, you shouldn't speak to your husband that way. That's very disrespectful. You're picking up this westernized way of doing things. Fine. But in my opinion, I feel that if the wife is helping with the bills, so everything is being split 50-50. She's working, she's helping to take care of the family, just like you are. Then you should be able to help your wife as well with simple tasks, such as cooking rice. They're in Canada. I'm sure they're not cooking rice on the pot. They have rice cookers. Put the rice, wash the rice, turn the rice cooker on, and the rice is done. Like, she's not asking for much. She's just asking for a little bit of help when she needs it.
All right. So, of course, I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, you probably already know my take on this situation. So I actually agree with a lot of what she said right there. And I'm going to make it more clear here in a second. Based on the first comment here that says, don't people discuss these things before marriage? With the question mark, didn't they go for premarital counseling? So this is a good question. And this commenter is asking, well, what did they discuss before getting married? What we are seeing right here is a typical argument that a lot of immigrants, and in this case, a lot of African immigrants, go through and encounter when they migrate over to more Western cultures. This isn't necessarily an issue of the woman becomes more westernized. There are men out here who are going to hone in on that, but that's not really what it is. But what usually happens is, more times than not, the dynamic before they probably moved to this country was one where he worked the majority of the time and she stayed at home. She might have worked, but he probably was the breadwinner in the country where they came from. So what happens? Well, usually couples who migrate from other countries will move to a very Western culture like the US without having a discussion. In most cases, they're ignorant to how the pressures, the financial pressures that will demand that they both rise up to work, and they're both now working at the same rate. Usually a lot of people who have degrees in certain countries aren't able to just transfer those qualifications over very easily. And they sort of have this fresh start, and now they're both working equally. And the woman needs help once in a while, more help than she needed before, because she didn't have to work the way that she works in Canada. Now, I'm using Canada because it sounds like that's where they're at. In most times, this is not a situation where the woman even wants the man to cook 50% of the time. No. It's a type of situation where in African culture, a lot of African culture, I'll just speak to my culture, especially if you're really traditional, a man doesn't touch the kitchen at all. But that is impractical in a Western culture. It's impractical. Economically, most households are going to require that both people work. The average couple are both going to be working in that household. And there are times where a man will have to help his wife out. I don't mind helping my wife cook once in a while. I think it's ridiculous for any man out here, because I know some guy's going to comment, that's not the way it should be. You're crazy. You're crazy. It's impossible to have two people working two full-time jobs and you're not helping I'm not saying that you have to take head of meals and prep and everything. I don't even think that's the case in this actual video. And based on this comment where this guy said, don't people discuss these things? They usually don't. Usually when it comes to immigrant marriages, these are real points of contention. A man usually views him working in the kitchen as a form of disrespect. And in most cases, it's bigger than just him helping out cook the rice. It's that the wife is making more money now. And regardless of what anybody wants to think or say, with more money comes power. And she's able to have more say when it comes to the financial decisions within the family. These are dynamics that people do have to talk about. They have to have different conversations. And a lot of these couples end up divorced in Western cultures because they're not usually able to adjust to these situations. And the men who usually try to maintain that same dynamic where they don't touch the dishes and they're asked to, they see that as an attack on their masculinity. This is the truth. Now, a lot of African husbands out here do adjust. A lot of them do adjust. A lot of them do end up realizing like, okay, you're working more than you did where we came from, so let me help out. Now that on that money point, and this is so important, guys, there are women who move over to Western countries and they become completely different women once they get a check.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
They become a completely different woman once they get a check, especially bigger than yours. That's when the true test of that woman's character gets brought into question. Not all women are going to use that and now oppress you and flex and talk to you in a more disrespectful manner. No, but there's also that side. And I think there's a whole lot more going on in the background here. If you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's check out more comments. This other comment says, so she's paying half the bills, birthing the children, and taking fully care of the home. Now, we're just assuming that she's paying half the bills because she said 50-50. We don't know who's actually bringing in the majority of the money there. Somebody else here says, if you share finances 50-50, then chores should be 50-50. It's that simple. No, it's not that simple. It's actually not that simple. Like people try to simplify how things should be split within a relationship. If a woman likes to cook, she's usually not going to be like, hey, you take 50%. No. She just wants you to help. Maybe it's like a 30-70 split, right? Somebody else here says, so if the wife was gone and he was left alone with the kids, they'll just starve because it's beneath him. See, that's where things get tricky. What happens when the wife is gone? Should those kids starve? No, they shouldn't. Right. Here's somebody else who says he needs help with bills, but doesn't want to help in the house. Somebody else here added 50-50 never favors the woman. Never. I don't know, man. There's another video of a woman who willingly got into a 50-50 relationship. She seems happy. So it depends. And a lot of these conversations have to be had. Gentlemen, I can't stress, if you're not having these conversations right now and you value the potential of a marriage and a long-term relationship, if you're not sitting down and talking about finances, expectations with chores, things like this, then you also run into these same situations because you don't know what the other person expects when you enter into that household with them. So please have these conversations. Another person here says he was so aggressive, she's in danger. Come on, I don't know about that. Somebody else here says, what do people mean by don't talk to your husband like that while he has the right to treat me like a maid? Women have the gift of words. In fact, women use words a lot. Women use more words than men, and a woman's words can be very powerful. Men don't fight using words. And you have the power with your words as a woman to either disrespect your man majorly, and you can do a very good job at that, and say something in a certain way that he may never forget, even though he may recover from it, or you can use it to uplift him and put him in a better position. So it's important that a lot of chicks realize this, and men value respect at a higher level than women. It doesn't mean that you should disrespect women, no. But respect is very, very important to men. Guys, listen, of course, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.